In part C, we're going to have the same issue that we had in part B, where we have a coefficient at the beginning that's not 1. Now this time it's not -1, it's +5, but still we need it to just be a 1. So we're going to force a 5 to be factored out. Now the trick here on this one, since we do have a constant at the end here of +4, is that we actually only want to do the factoring, we're doing a partial factoring here with just the first two terms. So if I factor out a 5 from the first two terms, it's going to say 5 times x squared plus 6x, and then the +4 is just going to be there at the end. Our creative zero needs to take place inside the parentheses with x squared plus 6x. So that's where we're going to add our 0. So this is going to read f of x equals 5 times x squared plus 6x plus 0, close parentheses, plus 4. And then we'll calculate what we want the creative zero to be, not based off of 30, but instead based off of +6. You always want to use the x squared and the x that you are actually doing the creative zero with, not the original representation up here. Your values are going to be too large and it's not going to work out the way that we want it to. So with that said, we'll take 6, divide it by 2, and square it. That'll be 3 squared. So we get 9 again. So let's add in and subtract a 9. F of x will be 5 times x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus 9, close parentheses, plus 4. And then I'm going to regroup the first three terms together. I get a perfect square trinomial inside of my red grouping there. So that's going to result in x plus 3 all squared minus 9. That's left over from the creative zero. Close that parenthesis and then have the plus 4 at the end. Just like on part B, I need to now take the 5 that we originally factored out. I need to factor it back in. So there's a coefficient of 1 for x plus 3 squared, and then you have the minus 9. So when you do your distribution, 5 times 1 is just 5. So 5 times x plus 3 squared. 5 times 9 would be minus 45 plus 4. And then our final step that we didn't have in part B was that we have two constants at the end that need to come together. So we'll combine those together, and our final result, 5 times x plus 3 squared minus 41. And there's our vertex form.